Hi, my name is Felix Su, and today I'll be interviewing Judy Tian. She's a senior studying business administration at the Haas School of Business. Next semester, she'll be studying abroad in Paris, so this is the last semester we'll be having with her. And let's get started. What positions have you held at ABA, and how have these experiences assisted you in outside of business?
Yeah, so when I was in ABA, I was a social chair and I was also a professional chair. Before that, I was on the publications and media tech committee, so shout out to all of you guys here for filming and interviewing. I know how hard you guys work. So in terms of what I took away from ABA, it really set a solid foundation for me. First of all, professionally. I went into the club not having a lot of experience with resume edits or with interview skills, and it was really through the mentors in ABA who took the time to teach me all of those things that I can really be where I am today. And then just in addition to that, socially, I think ABA is probably my biggest social network here at Cal. I found my closest group of friends here and I still hang out with them every day to this day. So I'm very, very lucky to have found ABA and for it to have found me.
Can you tell us what you're currently involved in?
Yeah, so I teach a networking decal called The Power of Networking. It was founded last semester by me and a fellow ABA co-instructor named Raymond Wong. And right now I'm teaching it with another co-instructor named Tina Sang. And I basically really wanted to teach this topic because I came here as a first-generation immigrant, not knowing a lot of English and barely being able to communicate while growing up in English and being made fun of a lot, actually. And then when I got to college, I guess I just never expected to land the various career opportunities that I did, and I totally attribute my success to mentors who have helped me along the way. And because of that, I want to pay it forward as much as I can, and that's why I teach other Cal students how to approach networking effectively and why it's important.
So coming into UC Berkeley, what were your dreams and aspirations?
Yeah, so funny story, when I first came to UC Berkeley, I was definitely not a very driven individual, to be honest. My priorities were very different back then. I thought, you know, once you get to college, you're like set. You know, I like made it into Berkeley. I'm a Cal bear now. I can relax a little bit. But then I got here and everyone's like, did you find an internship yet? What are you gonna do for summer? And I'm just like, whoa, slow your roll, right? So my very first semester when I was seeking out ABA, I wasn't even that interested. And it was a floor mate that really pushed me to join the organization, and he ended up interviewing me. But I didn't have a resume ready, right? So I asked him to look over my resume and edit for me before the interview, which he was interviewing me for. So like it's really complicated, but basically I was just not a very professional golden bear when I first started my college career. And I think being around ABA people who are very ambitious, very motivated to succeed, really changed my perspective on things, and it pushed me to work a lot harder and also seek out a lot of other opportunities. So I would say it was like an inflection point in my life, and I ended up being very ambitious as well, alongside my fellow ABAers. But yeah, I don't think I came in with a set dream or aspiration or agenda of what I wanted to accomplish, but I think I still turned out okay.
Yeah, it seems like you became really successful. Can you tell us some of your favorite experiences here at Berkeley?
So 3 favorite moments here at Berkeley. The first was when I first made ABA cabinet. Back then it meant the world to me, and I knew how competitive of a process it was because there were a lot of good committee kids who were just as qualified. And when I found out I got into social with Kevin Ho Nguyen, I ran back to my floor and my roommates picked me up and gave me a huge hug because they knew how much it meant to me at the time. So that was my first favorite moment. Second was when I was in sophomore year and I landed my first internship here in America, and that was with LinkedIn. And for that one, it was just very unexpected because I I got it very late into recruiting season. It was back in April. It happened very quickly over the span of 2 weeks. And LinkedIn was an awesome company, and I never expected to land something like that in my sophomore year. So when I did get the call, it was such a huge source of encouragement for me, and I was very, very happy. And then finally, my most recent favorite moment was last semester when I was teaching the networking decal. At the very last class that we had, we ended on a very sentimental note with the students, and a lot of them ended up actually crying. And they came up and gave me and my co-instructor big hugs, and a lot of thank you cards was received from them. And also, a lot of them told me that this was one of their most favorite classes here at Cal, and one of the most useful ones they've ever taken. And I never thought I would be able to get that kind of feedback from my very first time teaching a decal, so that was really, really awesome. And yeah, I think that pretty much sums up 3 of my top moments here at Cal.
So do you have any advice for younger students here?
Sure. There are 3 things that I would want to share with students of your age group, or I guess ABA committee kids right now. The first would be to keep things in perspective and don't lose sight of the bigger picture. I think as freshmen and sophomores, all you want is to get into Haas, and all you want is to get an internship. But college passes by so fast, and you don't want to lose sight of all of the fun things that are going on around you simply because you want to succeed that much. Right? And I don't think your life goal shouldn't be to get into Haas, and instead it should be learning more about yourself, exploring new things, and just really enjoying what's in the moment. So that's my first piece of advice. Second piece of advice would be to own who you are. And this comes from a very personal note, because I am someone who's very weird and who has been called very unprofessional sometimes, even though you guys might not feel like it right now. But there's a side of me that's very, likes to rebel against professionalism. But I think owning that side of me and that weirdness has really made me a lot happier here at Cal. And so don't be afraid to be quirky and be yourself. I think people are going to like you so much better, and you're going to have much more meaningful relationships if you stay true to who you are. And the last piece of advice I would give is to invest in your relationships. One of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou is, "People will forget what you've said and what you've done, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So be sure to make people around you feel better and brighten their days, and you would be good to go. So those are my final parting words of advice. I hope that this interview was helpful, and thank you for taking the time to interview me as well.
Great, thank you so much.
Yep.